In the upper left, in the red, folks, from the Shopify Rebellion, he's Byun. In the upper right, in the blue, the teamless Protoss player, one of the best to play the race. It's Classic. Where do we go from here? Byun, we got to talk about this. We'll see it more later as it actually happens, but Byun is an incredibly stylistic TVP player. More than anyone else, he hates building Vikings. So we have started to see some Protoss players, Hero in particular, because they play each other in these matchups so often, where they will go and Hero will go and he will build 4, maybe even 5 Colossus in the mid game, because he understands that Byun is wroth to build Vikings. He thinks he can win games. He wins a lot of games off of superior multitasking, fantastic army control, Ghost, Marauder, Marine, Medevac, and mines or tanks or whatever splash damage he feels like he needs, and just out positioning and really nickel and diming his opponent out of the game. And actually, Stargazers is a fantastic map for this one, by the way, where you have almost kind of 2 or 3 discrete attack paths. You can go north side right here, and you can kind of stage an army right here, trying to maybe move into this base or what is often the 3rd or the 4th base of the Protoss. And then you can stage an army bottom side around here, looking at, well, more like right here, looking to dive into the natural or the other 4th of Classic. And then there's also drop pressure as well. So that is often very, very nice for the Terran. And that's how we've started to see this map really get abused by Terrans as of late. They start to figure out the maps even more. But we can talk about that one all we want, because Proxy Stargate from Classic in this game is going to be, well, it's going to be a way to set tempo in the early game. Honestly, I'm a little bit surprised to see Classic build it down here, because you go and you proxy the Stargate effectively in the pocket natural, and it is so close to the base that every Terran takes, because, well, the pocket natural for Terrans is far more effective, or it's far less inefficient than it is for any other race, because, well, you can build the command center right here, you can float it over, and in the meantime, we mine out these mineral patches, the 20 total minerals right there as Reaper on the high ground. You're going to be able to mine really efficiently with this SCV. So instead of running, say, here to here, you just run a little bit, and it actually allows you to take this base rather nicely indeed. And in that time where you're mining out these 20 minerals, you're building an orbital. You really don't miss out on all that much. But we can see some of the value, actually, of proxying the Oracle as it is, because look where Byun's put his Widow Mine. He expects if there's an Oracle coming, it's going to be from this location, because it is so damn close. So Classic maybe winning in the mind games just a little bit, just a tiny bit. We're going to have to see if we make something happen with that one, as Byun is scouting around, but he has not seen this. He's gone all the low ground. He's dodged the high ground platform, and Classic is going to wait. He's not going to dive in with a single Oracle, as I think I expected. He's going to wait for 2. Maybe, I can't imagine 3. 3, of course, allows you to one-shot SCVs, but it just feels like it would happen too late into the game. And we've talked a lot about Classic. Byun just going for kind of a standard 1-1-1 setup here, so most likely that 7:30 timing that is really so familiar to so many StarCraft fans. But the Reaper into the natural, looking for a bit of a scout, and the lack of tech actually is going to be maybe a little bit of a warning call for Byun at this point, as 3 Adepts there are going to kill that, but 3 Adepts even, that actually does signal that this is going to be some sort of pressure from Classic right now. But Widow Mine drop into the main base as the Oracles dive in for Byun as well. We're going to take a look at that one in a second. But now Probe Pull is good. Classic is natural. But okay, where do the Oracles find their value? It looks like plenty of Marines here. One Oracle actually getting very low. He's getting chased to where the Widow Mine was, but it's not there anymore. So damage is found. Widow Mine drop. Just sharking around here. Classic's economy, it's actually not that bad. It's less mining, but certainly he's going to be in the good spot, because the Widow Mines have found really no value boosting in the main base. Is Classic ready for the final pull? He is, but Widow Mines are going to burrow now as Classic pulled in time. The Tracer, good pull here. 3 workers will fall. Could have been worse. Oracles, they find their value. He does not lose any of them. Classic comes out ahead on this trade, but that was a hectic couple of minutes, folks. And this is Byun. I don't necessarily anticipate that this to stop anytime soon. So Classic, the downside, of course, of not building his Stargate on this side is it's going to take a while for him to build, for a Phoenix to find their way onto the positive side, or onto the active side of the map for Classic. Is now Widow Mine holding the Zelnaga, which is actually super important to hold this Zelnaga. Now, the Mine actually doesn't give vision unburrowed, but the Zelnaga actually provides vision on this platform, so it provides vision to blink, say, into the Terran's effective main base, and also allows, say, tank pushes to be really, really scary. But Oracles, they dive in. They don't find much. Again, Widowmine drops, going to try to find a little bit more Stalkers warp in. Classic pulls his probes. Of course, some of the Phoenix here. This should be the end of things, and there we go. Widowmine's going to get lifted. Going to try to... Classic, okay. He had the Adepts in. He had more Stalkers. He's going to be fine. But Byun, I think, is going to try to bait this out. Does he try to dive over the Xel'Naga? No, he does not, but he's going to be able to get back home, and with missile turrets on the way, Marines here. Oh, missile... Yeah, repair. Yeah, he's going to be fine. Okay. Medevac will not fall. And the Phoenix does not see the Widowmine. And now he does. So Widowmine's not going to kill this, though, because it did not have quite enough damage. But a 1 HP Phoenix is really not enough to do anything. Not really. As the Widowmine, oh. That was cool. I think Byun just took used a medevac to go and save the Widowmine and have it run away. Because I don't think that is... Oh, no, I guess 2 Widowmines have died, so... Maybe Classic cleaned it up with something else, but he did run that army north, so I don't know. Anyways, a bunch of additional gateways are on the way. Blink as well. And the Robo, but that's a late Robo. So well, and actually Classic is only on 3 gas as well. So Classic is going to go into a heavy charge lot style for the time being. As he says, yeah, you know, Byun, he loves his 2 base pushes. 3rd base on the way, sure, but Stim is completing Stim is done. Combat shields are on the way, +1 as well. Byun's going to have a timing. Whether he tries to use it is a different story. But Byun will have a scary timing where he's going to have significant army supply, and he's hitting this big power spec. So for now, good scout here from Classic. He's going to be aware of this drop on the bottom side. And also, fantastic stasis trap there will tell him that there's push on the north side as well. So Classic is going to be in a good position to defend this one for the most part. We're going to have to see whether he's going to be able to defend north side. Byun, he's just 1Aing on this, and he's not going to get it. The 4th base stays alive. Classic with balls of steel. He's going to be able to keep that 4th base alive. I really thought he was going to have to cancel that one. So, but the Marine drop of Byun is not successful. Classic holds that off. And his Robo is now done. First things first, he's going to get an Observer. He needs to be able to deal with prospective Widowmine pressure. And I think we're going to eventually see a Robo Bay, of course. You don't normally stay on charge lot super long. And we can see, of course, Classic is on 6 gas now. So he is ready for his tech transition out of the woods. Probably after he gets the 2nd Forge. But for now, Classic is building up army, and most importantly, he's building up something where he has a roughly similar army supply to what Byun has. He has similar upgrades to what Byun has. So this timing that Byun may or may not look to leverage, well, there will be enough charge lots that Byun should not be able to really find the value he's looking for. So Classic, happy, he's up a base, and actually, I expected this base to have taken more health than it actually had. So the 4th base is actually still going to be rather healthy. And these Stalkers here on the bottom side are going to give Classic sufficient early warning so he knows that when Byun is going to arrive. But there we go. 2nd Robo on the way. Robo Bay as well. We're going to have to see if he builds Colossus or this is just straight into Disruptors. But here comes the first real push of Byun. He's been trying to nickel and dime things, but now it's going to be $1 and $10 things. Good blink there. Stalkers will avoid the Armor Shredder missile. Widowmine's not really going to get shots off. Widowmine's on the backside. That's going to be a better one, but that is a bit of a friendly fire there. Stalkers now blinking on forward, but that was a missed blink. That was a blunk from Classic, I think. But even still, Classic's going to be able to force Byun back a little bit now, chasing down the medevacs here. One will fall. Get a little bit greedy, though. He's going to get one. He gets the 2nd one. Byun trying to go for a bit of a turnaround. And Warpin's on the other side of the map with the pylons, where it's a bit of a flank here coming in from Byun. Oracle's adding in even more damage, and this is a bit of a problem. Byun is in danger of becoming overrun here. The proxy pylon may allow Classic to make something happen as more and more Zealots running in with that +1. Widowmine is doing a great job softening them up as Byun continues to kite his way forward around the wall. It's honestly even better than just having a full wall here. Stalkers are falling. Classic saw an opportunity, but it looks like that opportunity will not leverage itself into anything more. Byun, that was scary for him, but he's going to stay alive. He still has 3 bases, takes no economic damage. He's got random Widowmines on the map. We're going to have to see if that works out for him. But for the moment, Byun trading marginally less efficiently, of course, because that fight was scary indeed. And also, Classic is double Robo Colossus now, so Classic was more than happy to trade, even if that was less efficient. Oh, Classic pulling the probes on that one. Please, no, Classic, don't do that one. Oh, wait, there's another one in the... Oh, he's going to get a sentry. He's going to get a sentry. That is actually really nice here. But now we're going to see... there we go. Sentry energy for the Widowmine. And actually, yeah, Byun has his armory, so Classic is going to have to steam some sort of detection. There we go. There's an Observer. on the way down. Byun, though, another Widowmine drop. And that one gets 4 workers. Okay, so a little bit of something there. But okay, how many Colossus do we have on the field right now? Good. Classic, he's gone to 4. He has taken a page out of Hero's book. And we're going to have to see how much value he's able to get. Widowmine, I think that just... Did that just kill a... Okay, we don't have that. I think that killed... I thought I heard a Widowmine go off. Oh, it got a probe because Classic wanted to take the gold. And that is one of the reasons, while this map is fairly good for Terran because of how you're able to posture around like 2 different attack paths, and it's really droppable. But much like any map that forces you to go diagonal like this, it does go and, well, it makes it really hard for the Terran to push. Now, of course, with the Widowmine here, it's becoming somewhat difficult to hold on to that gold base. Or it's hard for Classic to take it. But now, with the Colossus here, we're going to have to see a recall because Byun triple dropping into the main base, and Classic is not going to allow that one to happen. Stalkers are here. We have 3 Colossus there, and Classic's winning the fight in the Xel'Naga Tower, so Byun's going to have to run away. Wee all the way home. He runs forward, but these 3 Colossus say no, no, no. So now Classic, oh, actually he's going to get a 1 Medivac, not going to get the second. Maybe the Xel'Naga? No, out of range. Byun trying to take this 4th base planetary, only just now getting started. And Byun, he understands he needs to build Vikings. He doesn't have any on the map right now, but he is starting to build them 2 by 2. +1 air attack is done. And Classic has opened up a significant supply lead right now. He's maybe going to try to take the gold base, but Widowmine is denying that one for the moment. Byun triple drop in the main base, or I guess double drop now into the main base once again. But Classic, he's got murder on the mine. Let's see whether he's going to be able to accomplish that one. Is Widowmine actually going to... That's a free Widowmine. There we go. It's going to unburrow. Planetary not quite done. Stalks playing forward. EMP is on top of this army, but it is an army from one direction only. So Disruptor's doing a great job zoning that one out. This planetary is just dead. But now Byun, he's got maybe a little bit more room for a flank. Widowmine knocks an Archon down. Second one falls, but those force fields are going to be fantastic here for Classic. So Byun loses 12 workers. He loses that 4th base. Widowmines continue to fall. And Byun, he just does not have the Viking count. Drop on the bottom side. They're starting to find a little bit more, but there's a Colossus here. 4th Colossus on the map, but Byun maybe saying this is his opportunity. Flanks coming in from both sides. Phoenix are going to do what they can. Colossus rain Hellfire from above. But Byun, he says Classic's overstepped his mark just a little bit too much. Disruptor shot on the left side, but it looks like actually Byun is the one that has overstepped his mark here. That concave looked really good, but the Disruptor shot north had a lot to say about that one. So now the Zealots into the natural EMPs. They actually don't really hit much of anything. Looking for the Disruptor. Looks like Byun may eventually be able to hold this one off, but the 2 Colossus are here, and as Zealots warp in, Byun finds himself down in army supply, down in bases, down in economy. 69 SCVs. Nice. We're going to have to see. Oh, Medevac's going to fall here as well. Byun taking an incorrect path. Now Byun looks like he feels he needs to pull the SCVs here to make this hold happen. There are 3 Colossus here. There are a lot of charge lots. It's 2-1 to 2-2, so Byun has to have that upgrade advantage. He's got a couple Vikings as well, and these Colossus are rather low. EMPs are good, but the pickup micro from Classic is even better. So the Colossus on the edge of things. SCVs continue to fall. Byun, last-ditch effort. He's got to get on top of the tech. He's got to be able to make this happen, but he can just not do it. The Stalkers are bodyguards, a solid wall, and Classic, he takes game 1. In the bottom left, in the red, down 1. Let's see if we can make a comeback happen, folks, for the Rebellion. It's Byun. On the north side of the map in the blue, he is the teamless Protoss player, the Chintas, folks, put your hands together. It's Classic. Or, I guess, virtual hands together. I think that is a fair statement. You know, we can sit here. It's I know I saw some people saying good morning, so it's morning for you, it's night for you, it's whatever time you're watching this. You put your hands together. There we go. The golf clap. The smattering of golf claps for Classic. Oh, that actually sounds that doesn't sound like clapping anymore. But all right, game 1 was the game 1 victory for Classic was not really a result of his harassing. He got a couple workers, that was nice, and Byun kind of brought it back with a Widowmine drop. So he got enough that it was okay. gonna have to see. I mean, I like Stargate play against players like Byun, against players like Gumiho, because they have such a penchant for early aggression that you just get a couple Phoenix. And yes, that does not really shut down, say, a 6-minute stim timing, a 3-rack, something like that. But everything else... But for everything else, it actually does, it really holds off a lot of it. And when you get Phoenix, you kind of send your first couple across the map. Yes, there is an argument to be said that you kind of want to pull them, but in general, against Terrans like this, you send them across the map, and then you say, okay, they're 3 racks. I'm just going to stop building Phoenix. I'm going to drop shield batteries. I'm going to drop a gateway, and I can hold. Maybe so it provides you a ton of scouting utility, and it shuts down so much early Terran aggression. And there we go. Classic, he does have a Stargate on the way, and Byun getting ready for some Widowmine drops once again. We're going to have to see if it's going to work out for him. But for now... Well, I mean, it kind of worked out for him last game. I think he got 4 probes with the first drop and 4 more later on, and that kind of equalized things. At least it equalized the damage that Classic got early. But it will be Oracle first, so it's not just going to be straight into Phoenix play, which is something that Classic was doing actually a lot of when he came back from military, which I guess was a year ago at this point. It really feels recent. But, you know, he has adapted to the modern meta. But when he came back, he was playing a lot of Phoenix into Charge Lot Storm. And it was working decently for him. It was kind of cool to see. We saw similar things with Mech when Gumiho came back, and also these odd Marauder timings, which he doesn't do as much, but still does. But one thing I've really enjoyed about seeing different players come back from the military, different good players, like players that have won GSLs, have been at the top of the world, i.e. Katowice semifinalists, Hero, things like that. They remind us of metas. And they bring things back into the meta, but we're going to have to hold that thought for a second, because here come 3 Adepts. They one-shot Marines, they one-shot SCVs, and Oracle as well. This is a lot of damage early on. Byun, good target fire on the Oracle. He's not going to get it down, but now SCVs have to get pulled. Classic, actually, this is a killer move from the Chintoss. We're going to have to see if it works out for him, as 2 workers have died. Only 2 SCVs die. So many are damn low. That was well frickin' handled by Byun. That was... I mean, look even just now, Widowmine dropping the other side of the map. We didn't even see it. 9 workers have died. This was not worth it for Classic whatsoever. And even if he does lose the medevac, he killed 9 probes. He held the aggression from Classic. And now Byun is in a wonderful spot in this game. Look at how many SCVs are low. This is realistically Classic. He got, what, 2 SCVs. He could have gotten 1, 2, 3, and their fuel. So he could have gotten like 6 SCVs and a mule. In a fresh mule. That would have been, I mean, that would have been the value he was looking for, but instead he loses 9 probes. He gets 2 SCVs, and the aggression from Classic comes once again. There's a tank here, though, and the tank's going to siege up, but of course with the Phoenix here, you can just lift that one up. And the Phoenix being rather high HP as well. Byun, the question now is, how does he defend 2 mineralized? He does not have any Widow Mines. We know that is the case. You know, and Classic knows that too. He saw the tank, and well, he knows it cannot be both. So Oracle's going to try to dive in. Byun actually a little bit slow on the response. 4 Marines are more than enough to deal with this right now. We're not going to see Classic dive in, though. I thought that was going to be a 2-pronger. But no. For right now, Classic says, I only have 4 Stalkers. My blink is not done. I cannot really leverage that one. And because the Phoenix was with the Oracle, he couldn't go lift the tank and find some value. So Byun stays alive, takes a little bit more damage, but folks, I would like to direct you as auto turret from the Raven into the natural, maybe into the main base as well, but Stalkers are here. Auto turret gets dropped anyways. A little bit missed target there from Byun for the start, but he's going to get 4 probes with the Raven, and well, a great poem was about it. It says, so quoth the Protoss. I'm not even going to try that. That's horrible. Unfortunately, though, because there's a Phoenix on the map, that Raven only gets 4 workers. It does not represent tremendous damage over time like it normally would. But here comes the army of Byun. His stim is far a ways off, but he says, you know what, your blink is not done either. And inside and out is a very quick map. He thinks he can maybe make something happen. But Stalkers on both sides. Byun is not sieged up here. He's got to siege his tanks up. He's got to be careful about these tanks. Does not want to lose them. But he gets another Stalker, and Marines on the bottom side. Byun rotating back. Yeah, blink is done now, but he just killed 4 Stalkers. And now he's going to siege up in the middle of the map because Classic's most likely going to try to punish this. And Byun's stim is still a ways off. It'll be done by that 7:30 timing. So about a minute, 45 seconds away for when Byun's army is really going to be good. But now The army of Classic sharking around. That's 2 tank shots. Yeah, he cannot take that fight. And he will be forced back here. But now, Stalker's at Blink. That's going to be a dead tank. You're good trade here from Classic. But actually not really, because he loses 3 Stalkers in the exchange. And now Stim, we'll say it's about 15 seconds out. Yeah, 13. Yeah, good timing, Bale. But +1 is done. Stim on the way. Widowmine's here. There's plenty of splash damage. Oracle's now down as well, so no detection there. Stark's Blink forward, trying to get something here, but Stim is now done right as Classic blinks in. And it's a bunch of Stim bios, some tanks as well. Shield battery overcharge is a wonderful thing, but Byun, it is 56 army supply to 8. We get a game 3. And maybe it's not the long epic game just yet, but oh man, well played there from Byun game 2. In the upper right, in the red, folks, taking game 2. Does he have a date with Hero in the finals for the Rebellion? It's Byun. In the bottom left, in the blue, he is the teamless Protoss. It's Classic. And we know Classic is going to win this game because, of course, Undata C. Weta is beta. Take it from me. And of course, blue is the color. Well, actually, blue is not the color of water. Technically, it's the sky reflecting, or it's the water reflecting the color of the sky, which is also not blue, but water's blue. We're going to go with that. That's fine. So because Classic is spawned in as blue on map 3, and we're Undata C. Which is, by the way, my favorite kind of punny map name. Very, I think this was, I forget who made this map, but I do appreciate their pun sense. Although I'm still sad that this is not the nice jade green color it was, and I understand why it was, but again, man can be sad. Where did we go in this game? We saw Classic. He went for a rather interesting timing with the triple adept, because that one-shots Marines, that one-shots STBs if you target it right. And the Oracle as well. Just overwhelming anti-light damage early. Didn't quite break Byun, and really the target fire was lacking. Game 1, he actually did a great job of... I mean, he had that proxy Stargate, sure. But really, he just did a great job of weathering Byun's aggression and getting up to 4 Colossus and said, Byun, you're always late with your Viking timing, if you even get it. Can he beat 4 Colossus and Stargazers? And Byun's answer was no. So... that was a game of fantastic positioning from Classic in that game number 3. Or game number 1, excuse me. So, game 3, it looks like, well, it will be a Stargate opening once again for Classic, and we talked about this in the last game. I really do like that against Byun in particular, because it allows you to deal with a lot of the aggression that Byun would normally go for. So, say, Widowmine drops. Phoenix can lift the Widowmines, and you're totally fine. Now, of course, Classic has been going for Oracle first, which does, of course, represent damage on the map. But also, it's an early scout, but it does mean, of course, your Phoenix are a little bit later. Byun. Oh, that is just obnoxious here. Classic says, okay, well, Byun, you had to lift this. The probe, I guess, was able to force it to be misplaced. So, Classic noticed. He can fight these Marines, by the way. But so Classic is going to be able to micro his way out. 1 Marine will fall, and the Adept actually, okay, Adept finds his way out of here. But Classic just delays the command center a little bit, and that is, he's being a little bit of a dick. That is fine. We love him for it anyways. An Adept, oh, he's going to get an SCB too. That low Adept, I mean, that is a dead Adept. This Adept is on a one-way journey, but he says, I'm going to take you with me, and that Adept found value. He delayed the Byun's command center from being on location properly for probably about 10 seconds. He got an SCV or 2, or he got a Marine or 2, and he killed an SCV. Oh, I got a Marine and got an SCV. You're very happy about that if you are a Classic fan. Okay, now Oracle diving into the main base here. Byun actually, no anti-air ready just yet in Classic. Oh, well, no, there's the anti-air. Widowmine knocks the Oracle down. I was about to say, Classic is being rather blasé about the promise of Widowmines, especially considering Byun has opened Widowmine. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Did Classic? I think Classic saw that. I didn't notice that at first. This is brilliant from Byun. So he sent I think he sent the medevac out on the map in a position where Classic would scout it. I think actually think the Oracle path passed that. I'm not totally sure. I have to go back and watch. But if that was the case, or if Classic saw that at all, he's going to see the Widowmine on the map, and he's going to say, "Oh," or the Medevac on the map, he's going to say, "Okay, that's where your Widowmines are. So I can go find value. I can go dive my Oracle, and I can be a little bit more blasé about where I put my Oracle, because your Widowmine's not going to be there." And he lost the Oracle. That was, if what I think just happened, what a fantastic move there from Byun. Just Giga Brain plays. But okay, now active on the map. Of course, Byun does not even have a stim started here. He does not have a tech lab on his barracks. He's going for a quick 3CC play. And Byun has done such a good job just winning the mind games in this series. He's looking at what Classic is going for. He's got +1 on the way. He's got Charge. He's got Phoenix. He's going Charge Lot Phoenix, which is a composition that wants to swarm Byun as Byun runs across the map. It is an incredibly powerful defensive force. It is one that is just designed to strike down the 3-1 timing. Well, Byun's got a third base before 6 minutes. He's got 1-1 on the way. His stim is hella delayed because he went for a tech early on. He is, oh, there's gonna be another fun Widowmine spot here. Let's see if Classic is aware of it. But he is not going for any sort of push. Yeah, he's got 3-1-1 now technically, and it is 6 minutes. So stim actually may still be done by that timing, but he's not gonna have the supply for it. He stayed on 1-1-1 for very long. So this army that Classic has made is powerful. Sure, it can fight Byun on the map. But if Byun doesn't move out on the map, it doesn't really matter that it can fight Byun on the map. Now, there is, of course, maybe going to be more of an opportunity for Classic to try to maybe smite Byun's third. Byun's taking the third base right now, and he should be fully set up. He should drop supply depots around it and things to mop up the charge lots before Classic finds his way onto the other side of the map. And his Widowmines pop out as well. I mean, Byun, you give him a minute or so. Maybe 2.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes, right, to fully get into his production. He is going to be a very happy man. Now, Classic, if he's aware of this, he wants to run. I feel like he wants to run across the map right now with his what is actually a supply lead, which is rather rare for Protoss at this point in the game. Is building a gateway on the bottom side. I kept looking at that and thinking, I kept looking at this blob. I'm like, the Phoenix are just sitting there. But no, they're bottom side. They're looking for drops. But if Classic knew what we knew, I think he would be running across the map right now, and he keeps warping in Zealots. But Byun's stim is done in about 20 seconds, maybe. His 1-1 will be done soon after that. And his army supply, as he adds in his 4th and 5th barracks, eventually is going to start to grow is going to start to actually catch up. But for now, Byun does have to rely on SimCity. He does have to rely on good Widowmine positioning, and he does have to rely, of course, on an Armor Shredder missile to keep himself alive. As, by the way, we got to point this out, Byun, he sends one Marine out bottom side. He knows that there is no gateway there. But here comes the army of Classic. He's up 23 army supply. 1-1 now done for Byun, +1 done for Classic, but I think the armor will be done by the time he chooses to take this engagement in earnest. We're looking at 8 gateways here, 9th one on the way for reinforcing as more and more Zealots are warping in. Byun, he's a little bit away from his army too, from his defensive position too. This is the moment where it gets scary. If he holds this, he's going to be in a fantastic position in this game, but he's got to hold. He is, of course, on 5 barracks now, so he is able to build a lot more supply, but Classic is looking for the surround here. Byun, you got to run back home. You can't take this fight here. Zealots are running in. Byun, he's in absolutely panic mode. Armor Shredder missiles catch everything, but still, the Phoenix, they're knocking one medevac down. No, the target fire is not going to be good enough, so enough Byun, it looks like, firing their way out of the medevacs in the main base, but Byun, this third base is gone. It's dead. Well, it's maybe not dead, but it's gone. You cannot mine from it. 6 SCVs will fall. Byun has to defend the natural. Guess what, folks? There is no SimCity here. It's all on the Widowmine. It's all on the bio. The Zealots, they're going to try to find their way in on what is effectively a 3-base all-in. Force fields actually are going to be terrible. They're not going to be able to segment off any of this army, but Byun finds himself horrendously supply box. The Marines, they run forward. That is not what Byun wanted to do. He finds himself, of course, locked in the natural, but he wanted that wall. He needed that wall to keep himself alive. 2-2 is, of course, on the way. Concussive shells as well. Byun continues to develop his tech, his economy. But Classic is on 4 bases, and Classic is transitioning out of this. He's getting double gas. Well, actually, I guess it's only double gas at the 4th. But Byun, I mean, everything he's got to worry about is here. So Zealots running big Widowmine shots on top of things. Widowmine, or excuse me, SCVs, not SCVs. Phoenix are not really going to be able to drag the Widowmine shots on top of everything. Again, Byun so quick here on making sure that he dodges these force fields. So Byun, he's got to be careful though. He needs to repair this orbital. If he loses the orbital, I mean, it is a big problem. Phoenix representing so much value, and there are no missile turrets here. There's one in the Well, again, there's one on the outside. Byun's going to try to stem on top. Does he get a Phoenix? Looks like he's going to get one. A couple more SCVs fall, but Byun SCV count really is not all that bad. He's going to see some Widow Mines get lifted, but more and more Phoenix do fall. That was almost game over for Byun. That was almost disaster, and that was almost so bad for the former world champion, and in fact, it still was. Classic still with a tremendous supply lead, but Byun, as he crests over the 150 supply mark, as his 2-2 gets close to completion, as his ghosts start to hit the field, he will be able to deal with a mass charge-led army. Unfortunately for him, Classic did transition. He's on 5 gas now. He's building 2 Colossus at a time. Blink, extended thermal lance. The next round of Classic's army is perfectly poised to deal with what Byun has. Byun does need to move into Viking production, and he's Byun, so I don't know that he's going to necessarily do that. And also, he's on 6 medevacs. Actually, 6 medevacs is a really nice number to be at. 6-7 is kind of where Terrans tend to stop for the most part. But he needs a reactor on this. Okay, he does have a reactor on the starport, but he needs to start building Vikings. This next timing from Classic is going to be terrifying, as he will see the 4th base. It is on the way, but it's going to be delayed just a little bit. In the medevac, Byun wants to be careful there. But here comes. 4 Colossus are on the field. Again, Byun does not have the tech to deal with. He does not know what's happening. Not really. The Widow Mine is going to scout the army is active once again. Beyond the high ground, he's going to have to try to leverage this. He's going to have to try to leverage this SimCity. As he goes on up to 8 barracks now, of course, with his 4th barracks coming down. But Classic is maxed out. So Byun building more missile turrets, which is actually going to be a really nice move, as Widow Mine drops are not going to get much of anything on the bottom side. Missile turrets are actually a really nice move against the Colossus too. It makes it a little bit hard for the Colossus to find their way in. But Zealots here coming forward. Byun, he's got a decent Prism to start, and the Zealots actually, they're all forward. The Colossus not really adding all that much damage for the most part. Good EMPs, but the missile turrets, they start falling, and when the missile turrets start falling, that's when things really start to become a problem, because the Colossus, they can run forward. Byun, even with his 1 upgrade lead, cannot really fight this army just yet. Force fields are not going to be all that great now. Byun lifting the command center. SCVs are going to get pulled here. EMPs blanket the army. Byun, can he hold here? Now all the Zealots are dead. Now it's just Stalkers and Colossus. Marauders, they're running on forward. Colossus, they're starting to fall. Byun, he gets on top of everything. And now, is this going to be enough here? The Colossus now dead. Stalkers and Zealots are all that remain. 13 SCVs have fallen. Byun, how the hell does he hold this one? He loses 15 SCVs, but his 3rd base is still there. All the Colossus are dead. Folks, my goodness. Byun in Classic, whether it's game 2, whether it's game 3, they absolutely freaking deliver. I have no idea how Byun held that game. I have no idea how he held that. The positioning was insane. But now he's got opportunity here to run across the other side of the map. The Phoenix, they do not represent a threat whatsoever. There is not a single Colossus on the field. Couple of disruptors, sure, but this should be the death of the 5th base of Classics. Widow Mines are going to go off. EMPs blanket this army as well. Disruptors are going to do what they can, but Byun, he's just going to run back. He says, that's all your army here now. He looks to chase them down. It is 77 army supply to 28, folks. Byun, he's pulled a rabbit out of the hat. I don't know how he did it, but he did it nonetheless. That disruptor shot is going to fall. 5th base now down for Classic. And yes, he has Colossus on the way. Given enough time, maybe he can make something happen here, but he's going to run forward. Byun is. Disruptor shot again, not really going to find much. Pylons start to fall. Byun wedging his way in just a little bit further. And Byun has +3 attack here. Zealots, they're just going to get kited outwards, where the army, the rest of the attack of Classic cannot really fight. Good target fire there. Byun, 1 disruptor falls. 2nd one going down. Classic on death's door here. The last of the attack of Classic will fall down as his 4th base. It's on death's door as well, and there's nothing saving it. Classic, he's got 1 fight in him. 2 Colossus on the way. They should be done by the time Byun tries to breach the 3rd. I don't know how he's going to do it, but if Classic makes this happen, that is what he has to do, is Byun rally, rally, rally off of 8 racks onto the other side of the map. Now, this is a hard position to fight into. We got to say, this is a small choke, but there are no sentries. And now Byun rolling forward, a couple Marauders looking for the damage, but those are some low Marauder Stalkers, though. They say they were going to blink forward here on top of things. Yeah, there are Stalkers buffer BMPs. They're going to knock them all down, and Byun, in the completion of one of the most incredible fights I've ever seen, he's going to knock the rest of the Colossus down. Everything is dead. Byun's got a date with Hero in the finals off of what an insane fight he just had.